I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network on election night, November 7th, 2023. Another breaking news alert. The hits keep on coming for the pro-democracy movement. Democrats will keep the Virginia Senate. Yes, we can confirm Democrats will keep the Virginia Senate. Glenn Youngkin, the MAGA Republican governor of Virginia, who tries to hide his extremism in a Patagonia vest, who's been going on Fox each and every day, who has been salivating at the possibility of controlling both chambers of the legislature and pushing through extreme MAGA policies. His plan has now been foiled. He will be unable to do things like introduce extreme abortion bans in the state, and the reproductive freedom rights of women will be largely protected. Obviously, Glenn Youngkin has rolled back a lot in the state already, but even further draconian measures will now be protected in the state of Virginia as a result of this win, with Democrats holding the Senate. And folks, the trend that we are now seeing, which I can now say is a trend, is a repudiation of MAGA extremism. And we are also seeing Democrats show up at the polls organized and ready to vote, whereas you see MAGA Republicans engaged in their culture wars, trying to use their MAGA Republican politicians to take away people's freedoms. And Americans are saying, no, we don't want this MAGA chaos. We want normalcy. And so, for example, Americans are like, we don't want politicians behaving like this. This is Donald Trump in Houston, Texas. Play the clip.
Tragic, and just bad news. Bad things are happening. I'm sorry.
And here is Donald Trump in Sioux City, Iowa. Play the clip.
And they're proud. They're clapping. They're going crazy. I can't do it, Mom. I can't. Mom.
And that's what he does in like every one of his speeches. Americans are disgusted at this MAGA movement, which is not even a political party. Here is Glenn Youngkin in one of the many appearances he's done on Fox. And here he is saying that if he were to get control of all of the chambers, get control of the Senate, and could have the official trifecta in Virginia, one of the things he would do is introduce extreme abortion bans. Play the clip.
To many voters, the topic of abortion is so important. And so we've been completely straightforward and clear. I will back a bill to protect life.
And folks, young people were turning out. This is the line at College of William and Mary in Virginia. Take a look at this line, folks. People were ready to vote. Here's another angle of that line. This one's posted by David Hogg. Here, play this clip. People showed up to vote. You know, I spoke earlier this week with a friend of the show, someone who you all know, Simon Rosenberg. And I asked Simon Rosenberg, I said, what is at stake in this election in Virginia? Here's what he had to say. Play the clip. So I want to talk about what Glenn Youngkin was saying there and what seems to be a multiple appearance run on Fox every single day. I mean, you talk about an in-kind contribution of an in-kind contribution of all of the appearances that they are giving him. It shows you what they think about Virginia, what he thinks about this Virginia election on November 7th. And when he says that he's going to stop the Democrats from blocking his agenda, what does that mean? What's at stake here on November 7th, Simon?
Well, the most important thing is that he's come out for a 15-week abortion ban, and that Virginia is the last southern state in the United States that doesn't have an abortion ban of some kind. And if they are successful next week, Virginia will have an abortion ban. He's also, one of his other major agenda items is to do things like eliminate or significantly curtail the early vote in ways that make it much harder for people to participate. All the things that you would expect, right? I mean, here, in neighboring Virginia, you've got this very reactionary legislature in North Carolina. We've seen a reactionary legislature in Wisconsin that have taken purple states and yanked them so far to the right. Something similar could happen in what is a blue state at the end of the day. And so this election is really important. And so far, the polling is pretty good for us. I would say I'm happy. The polling, our candidates are raising a lot of money, but the early vote is not where we need it to be. And so we've got work to do to have the election that we want to have next week.
And folks, as we got the results, we were, learning early on, for example, that Democrat Russet Perry will defeat Republican Juan Pablo Segura. Democrat Danica Rome will also win the neighboring District 30 against Republican Bill Wolf. The Democrat Skylar von Valkenburg defeated the incumbent Republican senator and flipped that seat. And so, folks, pro-democracy has been coming out in effect. I mean, just take a look. This is what Simon Rosenberg was posting a few hours back. Democrats have been phone banking, calling, putting in work, rolling up our sleeves as MAGA Republicans spread their conspiracies and their Donald Trump idolatry and worship and all the weird stuff that they've been doing. Democrats are hard at work. We've been saying this here over and over again at the MeidasTouch Network, and now it's coming to fruition. You should check out some of the other election updates. For example, Ohio Issue 1 passed, codifying in the Ohio Constitution a woman's right to choose. Also, Andy Beshear, Democrat, won the governorship, was reelected in Kentucky. Right now, big momentum from Democrats. And as I said, big momentum, even more importantly, for pro-democracy, pro-normalcy, pro-women's reproductive rights, pro-MAGA Republicans. Get the hell out of our bedroom and doctors' rooms, okay? I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Good news, folks. Honored to report that here. We've been talking about these trends. Again, we've been following this data, telling you, look, it's okay to be a little worried, but let's go out and vote. Let's roll up our sleeves. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. We're on our way to 2 million subscribers. Thanks to your support. Check us out at patreon.com/MeidasTouch. Have a great one.
Hey, Midas Mighty. Love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram at MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.